Hello, welcome. Okay, I mean, I'm just test real quick, do some testing real quick to make sure I'm audible and if I are able to see everything, hear everything, make sure things goes on smoothly. Okay, so the equipment we have here is not the best. So keeping that in mind, if you are not able to hear me properly or if you happen to have any questions, feel free to write it up in the chat, of course. And now goes without saying, this is a live stream to get you guys familiarized to Unreal Engine and basically give you, if you are interested in making games and currently have no idea where to start, uh, if you are looking to become a 3D artist or a programmer or let's just say a UI artist, which is it doesn't pay well, but yeah, it's still nice. So there are a few things, there are a few engines where you can start from. Today we're gonna look at Unreal Engine. Let me just turn down the music volume a little bit. Right. So Unreal Engine. If you don't have Unreal Engine or don't know what Unreal Engine is, it is basically made by Epic Games. They are like vendors. I would consider them vendors because they sell games. This is what they do basically. As you can see, they've got all the games, all the famous games. There's F1 there, Mana Lords, Fallout, even Assassin's Creed, and you can you can see you can see what all the games I have. And on the same platform, you can get Unreal Engine. So if you search on the store, you'll be able to look for Unreal Engine. Uh, Unreal Engine, it's currently looking like this. It's got 5.3.2, 5.4.2. Uh, I, all of them are pretty similar, I would say. If you want to look at other projects, there are many more projects made by Epic game developers and other guys just in the free times, and these are some of my levels. I'd be able to show you something that we are making as a group. We've been making a hack and slash game, a fast-paced game, which is currently in development. So I would be able to give you guys some very good ideas and very good examples in like in what ways we can put this engine to use. So yeah, what what you can do is you can download Unreal Engine, any version after 5, doesn't really matter. We're just gonna quickly launch it. So while it loads up, it's gonna take a while to load up. While it loads up, let's just have oh yeah, let's just have a quick. Give me a minute. I'll just put my thing into performance mode. Okay, so what are games? What are games made of? I'm saying on the technical side, what are games made of? So games basically are a combination. It's a combination of a few things. First, it's a 3D environment which has lightning, which renders its own things. So it requires a physics engine, a game engine. That's what a game engine does. A game engine has physics engine. It has various types of renderers. Now, big studios tend to have their own, not Unreal Engine, their own game development engine, like Rockstar does. Rockstar has the engine called Rage. Rage, as you guys might know or may not know, is, in my opinion, one of the strongest engines out there. Uh, and yeah, there is Frostbite. There are a lot of engines, but this one in particular, this is open source. Many people can work on it. Many people can, put out things that are useful to others. Ignore that. Okay, so this is how it's gonna look when you open it for the first time. It's got presets. Let's just say it's got presets for a few things. You can do some automotive product design and manufacturing stuff, because it essentially is a renderer. It can render things. It can, produce, essentially do same things what a video editor would be able to do, or a 3D software would be able to do. But all of that combined with a lot more and broad functionalities, I would say. So architecture simulation, yeah, of course, why not? Slash video lab events, and so there have been some movies, short documentaries, not movies, I would say, made in Unreal Engine. So they just put in their characters, make the world around it, and animate their characters, and then you just got the movie. What we're gonna explore today is game section, because we're gonna talk about what game development is. Specifically, I would like to get you guys familiarized with the third person template. Now, of course, top down, that's like a MOBA game development, virtual reality that has its own realm, I guess. Uh, Handheld AR, again, same thing, similar thing. Vehicles, so for racing games. So all of them, they have they have different characteristics, so they work differently, and to make them from scratch, it's really difficult. So that's why they've provided all these different templates, and we can just start from there. Uh, so yeah, let's just get started with the third person template. I'll just create the template. I'll name it uh, YT live something blah blah. Quality preset, let's just say maximum for now. I hope my laptop doesn't die. Wait, what? I swear I heard this song. You know. I thought this was one of those songs, those waiting songs when you call some agency and they play this weird song. Anyways, so yeah, we've got Unreal. This is what I was talking about. This is a 3D space. What we can see here. You can basically, with your right click, you can hold your right click and move your mouse, and that way you can move your cameras. With WASD, you can basically, like any game, you can move around. Combining them both together, you can do something like this. Uh, Holding your left mouse button and dragging up and down would give you, like, it would move you front and back on the same axis, uh, same amount of axis. I don't know what do we call that, but yeah, a few things to keep in mind. These here are individual 3D models. You can even move them. See, if you want to create your own, you can go here. So let's just get familiarized with the window here. The outliner, what about the outliner? Let's start here. The outliner, it consists of every component in your 3D scene right here. So if I click on anything, it's gonna select some part of the scene. See, there's this player start here as well. So when I press on play, my player is gonna start here. There is this skylight. Now I can show you something really cool. Okay, it didn't do that. Okay, never mind. Oh well, I guess they might have changed it. No, no, that they haven't changed it. Oh well, I'll just make it all default for now. So that was our skylight. That's our sky atmosphere. Can we do that? No. And that would be our directional light. And as you can see, yep, if you rotate that, you can basically simulate how the day would look. But yeah, for now, let's just keep it here. Um, yeah. So the outliner has everything that your scene currently has. Third person template. Anyways, details. Now details panel here. It's gonna contain details about everything you have in your 3D scene. So for example, this asset, we'll call this an asset because it consists of a mesh and a texture. So you can see all the detail that it has here. If you change it to this, it's gonna change. If you change the materials here, so you have to put textures into materials and then you have to put the material on the mesh, and that's how it becomes an asset. You can change the materials from here. You can look at advanced. So all these things here, this is pretty advanced. You can even simulate physics. So if you have that checked, you can actually simulate, collide with the thing, so like that. And these assets, they won't have the same thing on, so it doesn't have similar physics on. That's why they can't move the aesthetic. uh Looks abrupt though. Let me put that back in place. Okay. Yeah, so you can have a look at it. It's got some pretty interesting stuff right here. So for example, if we look at collision section here, we can remove its collision. So we can say no collision and then play. Doesn't have a collision anymore. So it just happens for the asset that we selected. If we select multiple assets, we can still do that. Would be the same thing, right? Just gonna give them their collision back, custom. Nope, didn't give him collision back. So yeah, So yeah, let's just check this team template out around what it does, and we'll know the code behind it. We can't. I won't be able to show you how to actually code, but I can give you an overview. Let's just say. So in this template, in this specific template, you can move your mouse. So if you move your mouse around, you can move the camera around the player. Now the camera here is connected to the player with a springboard, which I will be able to explain you better once I show you. Other thing, you can control your character with WASD, which are uh, basically standard controls for a 3D, 3D movement game. So if you press W, you can move forward, S, A, D, and the player reacts accordingly. If you press space, the player is going to jump. uh, the animation that you are seeing right now, so the ideal animation here, and when I press W, it just doesn't it just doesn't start moving while standing, if that makes sense. It's transitioning from standing to a moving animation now. So that all of that combined makes a game look good, makes a game look perfect. Yeah, so maybe one can imagine what kind of work goes into making a game like GTA, where they have thousands of, I mean, blending animations, and they are reacting to actual physics because they have got Euphoria engine. So if you tumble or if you get hit by a car, the physics are gonna create the animation itself, and that is really advanced stuff. But yeah, coming to the basics again, that's what this template can do. Basically, you can just run around and check out the engine. You can even start building your game from here. From this template, we can right now even make a pretty cool level. So I can quickly show you how to add in assets and add in make some cool level design stuff. Uh, so I'm just gonna move this thing here. It's all modular, so if you click on any of them, they are their individual parts. It's not like it's a whole thing, and if I drag it down, it's gonna move everything together. No. So let's just say let's make a parkour kind of something like that. So the player has to go from here to here. To do that, we don't want to use any of the stuff right here. So to create static meshes, that's what we call a static mesh. So to create a static mesh, we're gonna go to this icon here. You can quickly add to the project. That's what it says. Click on that. It's gonna open this drop down menu, and you can go to shapes. Shape. You can go to cube. So click on cube. It's gonna create this group right here. You can okay, let me show you. I forgot to show you that. When you have an asset selected, you can, if you press W, it's gonna stay like this. You can move it, the pivot. If you press E, it's gonna create a rotational pivot. So you can rotate the asset. Control Z, again as usual, it's gonna undo your changes. R is gonna make your asset scalable, so you can scale it in either all the directions. Doesn't really matter. You can make it really big, really small. So those are the you know shortcuts to keep in mind. How would I say that? You can still do it from here. So when you have the asset selected, you can click on the mouse just to see that here, to move that here. for rotation, and here to scale. So if you realized, it's having that snapping moment. It's not really smooth scaling. If I, let's say, increase that to 10, it's gonna have really snappy movement. See, now if you want it to be, so this is according to the measure, this is according to the units that the engine has. So when we have 10 selected, it means it's about 10 meters. So 1 unit is 1 meter in game, in game 3D world meter. uh, if we put it to zero point 0.5, it's gonna have really smooth but still bit snappy movement. So if you, it's actually not that snappy, it's pretty smooth. Oh, that because I had that unselected. So yeah, so now you know that if you have this unselected, you can pretty much make it instantly smooth. It it's not gonna have that snap being too great to great. You can avoid the snap. That's what I'm saying basically. So to make a quick level, we're just gonna move that in the 3D space, place it here, rotate it with E, and if you look at it from here, we've got a platform where our player can jump on. By default, it is going to have collision because collision presets, it says default. So by default, it's gonna have collision, but if you want it to not have collision, and put it to no collision. I don't know why would you do that, but I don't know. Yeah, pretty weird people in the world. Uh, so that was that. Oh, I might have put it a bit farther. So we can just put it here, and then we can just comp it a bunch of times to create, a new level. You can create unique paths so that the player can go wherever they want. So yeah, let's try it. So already we have something here. We can move our characters. We can see, if you're building your own engine from scratch, if you are a software engineer and if you know how to code, if you know how to implement physics engine and all that stuff in your own engine, that would be tough because you won't have a 3D template like this, a third person template like this, where everything for you is coded basically. We didn't have to code these boxes, but the fact that we are being in the character, we are able to play the game currently. That shows that there is a bunch of stuff still going on while we're playing the game. So I hope that part made sense. Other thing, if you wanna, let's get that. So that might have been a little bit intense. Let's get to some basic stuff that anyone might know. If you want to save your project, you can go to save all or save current level. You can just save the current level, I guess. But yeah, you can even choose files to save. You can save the current level as, or save all, or you can just control s. Sorry, control s doesn't work. You can just save all and save selected. It's good. We save. Now it's gonna make, what am I doing? It's gonna make all these projects in your documents. Should be Unreal projects YT Live. So that's the project right here. It's gonna create all these folders automatically because these folders are what we have here. Or if I show you content engine and other. So yeah, there is that. Let me close that up here because my PC is literally running slow. Um, what next we can dive in is some quick menus right here. So if you happen to lose, let's say I misclicked and I lost my details panel. Now I can go to Windows. I can look for my details and just put it back in, and you can even dock it wherever you want. So if you want to dock it here, you can dock it there. If you want to dock it here, you can dock it here. Now me personally, I like to level design UI UX, do UI UX, and I'm also a technical programmer, so I can even make characters myself, functionality behind it. uh, while doing level design or all that kind of stuff, you can basically you will need to look your level in some specific ways. So to do that, you can from here you can change your perspective. So now right now, since it's in perspective, you are able to see the world in a 3D image in front of you. If you click on it, if you select top, it's gonna show you a top view with a wireframe. So now this is what we call this is what we call a wireframe. Wireframe can be helpful if you want to look for polygons. Might be a bit too advanced here because if you don't know about 3D models, you won't really know what a polygon is. So just a basic introduction to polygons. That is one polygon, like a triangle here. So that would be one polygon. And if you happen to have, let's say, 300 polygons in your game, of course it's gonna have some performance issues. But Unreal Engine is now really so advanced that you can even have 30 million in one asset and it's not gonna be a problem due to nanite. There's a thing called nanite. You can essentially use 4K textures, 8K textures, and have millions of polygons, and it won't really matter because how the engine works, how it's coded. So this, for in my opinion, this is helpful for me. But if you are someone new, it might not be helpful for you. So if you wanna see just a basic lit version or the blocks that we were seeing before, you can just make it lit. Just gonna show you that from a top view. I don't know, it didn't used to give that one before, and now I don't know why it's giving that. But anyways, yeah. So here you can even select. So it's a, if you recognize this, that's a top view of our level. You can even put unlit, so you can see it like this. You can select everything because there were these borders, dividers. And even look at front. So that's the front, that's the back, that's the left. Okay, that makes sense. And can even go to cinematic, check out cinematic viewport. Suddenly my refresh rate improved quite a bit. So yeah, that's what cinematic camera does. But yeah, while in development, you can basically use that. Other quick introduction to modes in Unreal Engine. You can now build 3D models in Unreal Engine, which is pretty bang on. I mean, uh, when I started using the engine, there was nothing like that. You could still do basic modeling like here and there, but now you can actually model anything. So to do that, so it's got as you can see here in this selection mode menu, it's got all this kind of stuff. It's got a whole mode for animation, brush editing, fracture. By its logo, you can already guess what it does. So that's pretty cool. Modeling, mesh paint, that is basically painting your mesh. I would be able to give you a better example, but that's pretty complicated. Foliage is basically plants, flowers, all that. You can just paint on your surface and grass will pop up, flowers will pop up. You just have to select the assets in a pool, and if you just paint it on your terrain, it's gonna create assets. Landscape, uh, makes sense. I mean, it's gonna create landscape. It's gonna create something that looks like a landscape. So for now, we don't really have a landscape. We are just hovering above in the ground. Selection. That's what we're in right now. Selection, moving stuff. So let's just quickly go to modeling. You can create a box. This box you can adjust its width, depth, height. You can even add subdivisions, which I that gets it starts getting complicated a little bit. So I can quickly show you what this does, but I won't go really deep into the functionality of it, because it might be complicated for some people. But you can literally create something like this. So if I put a cylinder in the middle and make it big enough, make it through here, and then of course accept it. You have to accept it every time, and select that the cube first and then the cylinder. And if you mesh bool, you can basically create something like a tunnel. So what it did was it took uh, the the cube that we had created. I put the cylinder inside of it, and then what mesh bool does is it just subtracts the asset that was in the middle. So the cylinder that was in the middle, it just subtracted it and the containing material, containing asset of the cube with it. And this one, I guess it has collision accordingly. Let's actually test it. So if you wanna, I hope that works. If you wanna start, let's say from here, if you wanna spawn your character here in midair, you can even do that. You can go to these three dots here and then say current camera location. Select that and then play the game. It's gonna spawn your character from here, and now you can check out this tunnel if it actually works, if it has collision. So it doesn't have collision right now, so it did work how it wanted to be. Before it used to create this tunnel kind of thing, but it wouldn't remove the collision. So what would end up happening is you still got the hole, but you can still walk over it. You can still walk over it. So there is a collision, but you can see there is a hole, but there is still the collision is there. Uh, Anchoror, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. You're actually the first viewer to say hello in the chat. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about the engine, make sure to ask. Otherwise, hello. How are you all doing? How's it going? What are you all up to now? Good to see more Indians in game development. Absolutely, bro. I mean, me personally, I've been into game development since 5 years. Um, that's it. I mean, it's kind of like a passion for me. I'm learning game development myself. That's pretty great, actually. That's pretty great. Yeah, make sure to do these things. Learn 3D modeling, learn what an engine does. It's pretty interesting. You can pretty much make anything. What it's really fascinating what a game engine can do. Bro, I have made a devlog. Would you react to it? I could react to it towards the end of the stream. So yeah, why not? Towards the end of the stream, if you want, I can look at it. Of course, would be a good pleasure. Yeah, it feels good to. Thank you so much. It feels good to bring community together, bring more game developers together. Yeah, I'm doing Picoma courses, low level C, C++, about game engine development, game physics, learning a lot. Nice, nice. I'll start with Goran. Oh, that's perfect. I mean, yeah, that's the way to do it. You seem to have the passion, so let's do it. Yeah, what a start. That's a great start. Yeah, I hope to see you create amazing games. And I would also be able to see you what we've been making. It's let's just say it's half developed. It's not got assets and everything yet, but the functionality is basically there. So I would be able to show you that. But yeah, game development is tough. Gets demotivating sometimes. What you doing with the project? So currently I'm making. So if you're talking about my personal project, we've been making a hack and slash game that is something like Ghost Runners. If you know Ghost Runners. So it's a fast-paced game. You have to kill enemies, shoot enemies. If you are asking for this project, I'm just showing how the engine works, how to build a game. So yeah, once all that is done, we can even check out rest of the things here. It has help section where you can go to all the boring stuff. All that is for now. That is pretty complicated. So if you go here, you can select convert SM cube to static mesh. It's the same thing here. So all that you can check out all the menus up here at your leisure. True, game development is like the pinnacle of programming. Requires you to understand everything from networking, performance, architecture stuff to UI UX. Correct. That's it. And and then after 3 years of hard work, if the game doesn't work out, you get to hear abuses from kids. I mean, I know, bro. I'm all the game developers have been there, but that's why it's the most valuable entertainment industry. It's been making like twice more than what music and movies do. So it yeah does have its own pros and cons. We unfortunately not do not get paid well. That's a harsh truth, and there are crunches. So we do have to do overtimes quite a lot of times. Um, there's a certain threshold that all the game developers or designers get. We won't be able to get more salaries. Like salaries about let's say 200,000 USD. If you have to be exceptionally good if you are an animator. You'll only be able to get that much salary if you are a producer or a you know a game director, something like that. But moving on. Oh, but yeah, that is true. Game development requires basically everything. You have to be powerful in maths. If you are doing modeling, if you are doing character design, you have to be good in biology as well because you have to know uh, anatomy and all that stuff. Are you new to Unreal Engine? No, bro. I'm not new at all. I've been doing this. I've been playing with Unreal Engine since 3 years now. I know Unity as well. I know Frostbite as well. I've been to testing for EA, if you know. So yeah, I've played around with Frostbite as well. So I know three engines, but I'm mostly more familiarized with Unreal Engine. Anyways, if we move on, if you look at the mannequin, if you look at explore the folders that we have, if you go to characters, we'll see the mannequin. The mannequin is the character that we have. Here you can see their animation, so that's job forward. Materials, basically what material that the mannequin has. How did you get into EA? I'm currently not in EA, but I did testing for them. There was like a voluntary job posting, so I just applied for it, and they just selected me because I had done a course in game development. I've also created a few games. I've created a mystery game, a horror game, and a shooter game. By the way, pretty basic games. I managed to create them in 3 months. All three of them, I just created them in 3 months. And the game that we are making, it's been going on for 2 years. So this is my first actual game that I've been making. Yeah. So that's how I got into EA. I had to show all the stuff that I'm doing, and then they allowed me to test their games, test their engine. I was developer QA there. And currently we are making a new game which I will be able to show you, right? So yeah, you can check out all this stuff. Might not make sense for someone new, but you can just look at it, like just see how what goes into making a single character. So the character has its own rig so that the character can move its arms, limbs, the character's textures with all the different maps. That's a bump map, normals, textures, emissive materials, all that. I have to combine them all into materials and then put the materials on the character mesh. Combine all of that with animation. So that's pretty complicated stuff. Uh, yeah, some more. What's your favorite genre to make as a developer? Oh, good question. Good question. Me personally, I've been a fan of open world. So yeah, I do like to make open world games. That being said, it's challenging. It's the most challenging out of them all because there is no concept of level design. You can't really level design when you have an open world game. You have to make the game open world game in a way that the player, you have to expect that the player will go there and do this, otherwise the player can even go here and then do this and never really know about what goes at the place, at the first place. So yeah, uh, comes with its own pros and cons, but yeah, my favorite genre would be open world games like Legend of the Zelda, GTA, some basic crafting and stuff. Rust is also a good example. Uh, yeah, blueprints. So one of the most important stuff in Unreal Engine. How do we code? How do we do stuff? How do we make stuff happen? So that all of that happens with blueprints. If you've heard of it. Now blueprints, they are essentially C++ code or C sharp code converted into visual programming. Now if you've done programming in Visual Studio, you might know there is a thing called drag and drop. So that's what basically blueprint is. You can drag and drop stuff, use your coding logical mind and then make things happen, which we will be able to see at some few examples. Yep, world building is complex, but yeah, if once you accomplish something, if you make a game that is successful, I mean, you see players are enjoying it, it feels really good. And it's just it's just a game of luck, I guess. If you create a nice game and luckily it takes off, you're gonna make a lot of money. You're literally gonna be balling, set for your whole life. But yeah, let's just take a look at the third person template. Now, if any of you have done programming in past, you would be able to understand it. Otherwise, it might be a little bit complicated because it's a bit advanced. So what happens here is we can look at mapping first. So whenever the game starts first, so this node here, if you hover over it, says target is actor, which means the actor, us, e- event when play begins for this actor. So whenever the game starts, the game is gonna cast to the player controller, which is, let's say in our case would be the keyboard. Get the controller, enhance input local player subsystem. So that is a bit advanced. It's making sure it's valid and putting it in mapping context. So that's how we are able to move and put inputs by ourselves. Camera input, that's that. I mean, gets really complicated if I start explaining all that. Add controller yaw input, so that's yaw and pitch and yaw. That's aviation term. So yaw is like this, pitch is like this. Movement, of course, goes without saying. If triggered, get the rotation of the player of the controller of the location, get the right vector and move. So it's basically a lot of math. uh, if I start explaining all this, the stream would go on and on and on and on. So yeah, that's basically the brain of the character that we are using. If we look here at viewport, we can actually see what controls the camera and what's happening behind the scenes. So here, this is what's basically happening. We are controlling the camera and we are looking at it. So like this, there is a camera boom that is connected to it. We can even make it closer. So if we make it really close like this and compile, you might guess what's gonna happen. It's gonna move closer, really close. So you can make something when you press V, the camera boom is gonna move back. So yeah, that's that. Let's move it back to its place. Just look bad. Oh, I moved the wrong thing. You have to move camera boom always. Good analogy. I'm super inspired by the game Rain World. They created like a complex AI system with procedural animation in 2D and everything. That and Gibbon game, Chef's Kid. Okay, I haven't heard of the second one, but yeah, I do know Rain World. Yeah, their AI system is pretty nice. They, especially the procedural animation thing. Yeah, yep, that's true. Who are the developers from Rain World? I'm wondering. Let me check. Let me take a look. So that's video cult. Nice, nice, nice. Interesting, interesting. But yeah, let's put it back in place. Compile. What else can be done here? Construction script. That now once we get here, it starts getting a little bit complicated. So we'll just close it for now. I can very quickly show you how to create a basic blueprint. So what we're gonna create is we'll create like a platform that disappears once you get on it. So yeah, just give me a minute. I have to check my phone. Yes. Hey, what cringe songs are being played? Spotify is playing some weird songs. Wait, let me change that. Candyland by Tobu. No, no, no. On and on. No, we already heard that. Outside. Yeah, Calvin Harris not bad. Okay. So once we if we move on, we're gonna make a basic blueprint. So yeah, come and dive into blueprints with me. Basic knowledge, basic dive into coding, Unreal Engine coding. So to make a blueprint, we're gonna right click here, go blueprint, create a blueprint class. If just ignore all of this here, just create a blueprint class here. What we're gonna create is an actor. What we are a character, we are a pawn. We're gonna create an actor. Thank you, Raj Patel. Name it Invisplat, as in invisible platform underscore blueprint. I like to keep it neat and clean, like underscore ep makes it, you know, self-explanatory. So if you open it, it's gonna look complicated, but do not get intimidated by it. Just click on add. We're gonna add. Oh, actually, first let's let me get you familiar with this. This node. This is what actor would require. An actor in Unreal Engine. That's what it they would require. Event tick that happens every tick. So if you want to code something that should happen every tick, you can do this here. Actor area begin overlap. I'll be able to explain it furthermore. Event begin play. I already went through it. So let's go back to code here. We will add a static mesh here. We'll make it a cube. Mm, let's take a box. This box here. So we real quick made this box, and then if we look further down, we should see something called a collision box. A box collision, that's what it is. So we just name it a box for now. We'll If you had to start learning Unreal Engine all over again today, where would you start and what would you do? Um, Personally, I never really wanted to, do math, create characters, do the functionality behind it. So me personally, I started 3D modeling and then I got into Unreal Engine. But if you don't want to get into 3D modeling and all that, I would say first start with Unreal Engine. Yeah, start with Unreal Engine. Take a look at what the templates they already have. Learn the functionality behind it. Learn the blueprints behind it. How it actually works. How it should be done. Because yeah, game development also requires a lot of optimization. So what I'm doing right now here is I'm just making a box collision. Now this thing it won't be visible in real world, but I'm gonna make it in a way that once the character jumps into this invisible box that I'm creating right now, the platform below the box will disappear after 5 seconds. So creates like a quick gameplay. So yeah, basically that those are the two components that we would need for now for that specific level design, specific blueprint. To create the functionality behind it, you need to select the box. On component begin overlap, you would go here all the way at the bottom. Select the asset from the components tab. Select the box. On component begin overlap. Click that. It's gonna create a box, uh, if you would say, a box in your event graph. So we already had these three. We would mostly not need to use those unless there is something that needs to be implemented since the start of the game. Uh, Using that is really expensive for the performance. But yeah, once we have that, we can say that if the other actor is player character, if the other actor is equal to, yeah, player character, if it's true, if it's true, if the box recognizes the component that entered into the box is indeed the player character, then after 5 seconds I'm gonna destroy myself. So the target would be self, and we created this basic code in the blueprint of the asset itself. Compile it now. If I go through these components real quick, these boxes, this here is a Kismet math library. I don't know if it makes sense if you have ever coded. It's a equal thing that works like an if. The branch works like an if. The box here is an objective component, is an object. Character of course makes sense what that is. Here that's just a delay. So after 5 seconds of delay, that's just a function made by Unreal Engine. You're gonna destroy your actor. So destroy actor just literally destroys your actor, deletes your actor from the live game. So I hope that's really basic here. Hope this makes sense. We can test it. Oh, I didn't put the thing in the world. But oh shit, I didn't make it really big. I did think about it. I thought that it's gonna be pretty big. Didn't think it would be that big, but no issues. Oh no. So yeah, that happens quite a lot. Default player start. So if you remember, the border was somewhere over here. So once I get into it, one, two, three, four, five. So that's how it works basically. I hope it gave you a basic idea how things work in Unreal Engine. This is really basic, as you might know. Something really complicated like player movement, as you saw, would be would look like a spaghetti code. Literally lines going everywhere out of one single component. There are three lines going somewhere else. Um, of course, that being said, it's really easy. It's not really hard. You just have to focus on it. You just have to think about it for 10 to 15 minutes. Maybe document it properly so that you can implement it. And you obviously have to know the tools that you are using. So for me, I knew all this helps me. But since we're just doing a basic review, this would be enough. Oh, is this song copyright? I don't know. In the name of love. But yeah, moving on. Uh, what else can I show you guys actually? And there's not really much besides that I can show you that, because it would get really complicated from here, because there are textures, there are models, how to mix them together, how you can import FBXs. So if you've made like a house from in a 3D software, for example, if you made a house in 3ds Max, how would you import it into Unreal Engine? Something like that. Uh, Unreal has new procedurally animated character demo in the asset store now. It's pretty good. I tried it now. I've tried it out when I switched to Windows last time. Damn, you use Mac? Oh, nice. But yeah, I do know about the animation pack that they had, and it was insane. I tell you what, the pack, it got me Arc Linux, by the way. Okay, so you're one of those. Hmm. What do you do, by the way? Are you a programmer? Uh, but yeah, there are things. There are millions and thousands, millions and millions of things you can do with this engine. You can even make websites with this engine, which is pretty strange. But yeah, you can do this.
Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels they come and go.
Okay, let me see what would be nice to show you guys. Engine. I mean that would get really complicated. All that stuff. If you wanna, oh yeah, I can. Yep, I was a front-end developer since last May was. Now I study system science, geometric algebra, game design, and development. I want to make educational games. Interesting. Really interesting. And yeah, bro, nice to see you that motivated as well. I mean, uh, there are not a lot of motivated people, especially about game development and game design. So it's really nice to hear that. Keep it up. Yep. I'm sure with that motivation, we'll be able to make cool games, maybe cool games and education games, of course. With that being said, I mean, I know video games have got this violence kind of environment around them, but I'd say if we look at it the other way, it would be something like that it trains your brain to do quick solutions, quick decision making. That's how I see it. Of course, it has its own problems, like growing violence, but I mean, the games are 18 plus. Some games are 18 plus. It's not our fault that a bunch of 13 years old play it. But yeah, moving on. I'll basically and explain all of that. If you want to export your game, you can zip the project of export tables through all the stuff. There's this plugin tab where you can install all of your different plugins. I know a few plugins. There's a liquid plugin. I forgot the name, but there's a plugin to simulate liquid, and that is really amazing. Uh, yeah. Other than that, there is nothing really to show you guys. Of course, I can show you the project that I've been working on. Uh, would recommend that book. Would recommend that book. 10 out of 10. Hmm. Which book? Oh, I missed the. Yeah. So yeah, I read Theory of Fun by Ralph Koster. It said the same thing. Basically, people play games for hours because it teaches them something, even if it's just swiping like in Angry Birds. Yeah,
Seeing
yeah.
monsters at your window. But you can't
And
sleep, you pretend though.
from my personal experience, I also learned English and driving
Cause I got
from
you
gaming.
like you got
I'm a
me.
big fan
Feel
of sim racing,
oceans when the rocks scream until I lost my
and I basically learned
breath.
my English from playing games, what looking at cinematics and all that. So yeah, this is what a really advanced project would look like. Uh, I would show you something really cool here. I would like to show something really cool here. This is what we've been working on since, let's just say, about a year. Me too, and some morality too from Assassin's Creed. Oh, Assassin's Creed, of course. What a game! What a game! I where I currently work right now. Uh, I've got the team that worked on Ubisoft. That worked on Ubisoft Assassin's Creed Origins. Right, right, right above me. Right above me. Like, in what sense they are above me? Like one floor above me. That's what I'm saying. Because I don't work in Ubisoft, but I work in the same building. So I meet developers from Square Enix, Ubisoft, and I also met the team of foreigners. I unfortunately don't work there. I would like to. Oh, and I just fell down. But yeah, so this game, this is a hack and slash game. I can open a level. So So yeah, this is what the game is all about. You can jump, you can dash, you can wall run. Why did I not wall run? Okay, nice. These levels, of course, yeah, I've made these levels myself, but I've also done a bit of programming. This level is pretty well made, so I can show you. So this one here is a jump pad. Jump on it. Sometimes even the devils forget how to play the game, so it's fine. So you can even grapple, you can slide. these are the enemies. These are just some placeholders for now. But yeah, this is what the game is all about. Ah, yeah. So yeah, this is what we've been making. That's the level design. That's pretty easy. There's a new anime out, by the way, called Quality Assurance in Another World, about adventures of a game tester stuck in a VR game. Okay, thanks for the recommendation. That looks nice. Got Quality Assurance in Another World. Damn, that's a deep name. That's a deep name. Because I know a life of a quality assurance tester. It's treacherous, painful sometimes. Rather painful. But yeah, I could give you a quick functionality tour of this game. So this is what we had to do. We had to manage everything: SFX starter content, tools, UI, VFX, UI. I also made the UI. So if I show you the UI, the functionality behind it. Okay, I'll have to open it in a standalone game. Oh, look at that. Just look at that. Why is it taking so much? He spends quite a lot of time testing if hitboxes are working proper. True, mate. True. But yeah, does seem pretty interesting. So yeah, that's the UI menu. So all the functionality, as you could see, is already there, already made in the game. We just need to now make it look good. Options, nothing really implemented there. Exit, of course, exit the game. So if I give you a quick tour on how the main menu works, go to this. There's this death menu as well. But yeah, go to main menu. Here, these are some design components. So it has a button and a text, which is called options. So all that combined, and then if we look at the graph, again it has a graph. This is like a blue board, a blackboard where we write the code. So when the event is constructed, get the player controller, show the mouse cursor, and then set the input mode to UI only, which is again uh, an Unreal Engine pre-made function. Quit button, of course, quits the game. On click play button, does the save game exist? Now that's a function made by one of my colleagues. It's gonna fetch a save file, validate it, load it from a game slot, cast it to a save game blueprint, which gets complicated. Open the level and hide the mouse cursor. So you really have to look at every single thing, every little thing. Options menu again, remove from parent, create. I had to create a new menu for options and add that to same thing for the back button. If I'm on the options menu, if I press back, I would have to remove the options menu from the viewport and put this menu back again. uh, so that's the UI part. The functionality, I hope it's not like an NDA that I've signed. I could show you one of it. I hope, because it's really the source code of the game. But yeah, if you look at the core, the main things, controls, I guess, there's really a lot of stuff here. Level blueprints, got, yeah, blueprints for each and every levels, because we have three levels of the game. This particular level is this one, which is still pretty big. I mean, that's about half an hour of gameplay. Houdini engine, this one you won't be able to see that, uh, because it's this project specific. We added that because we had a few effects that we wanted to implement. But yeah, you can always use a lot of plugins to make your game look a lot better. Mm, what version of Unreal Engine are you using? I'm using 5.3.2, because that's what we've been using as a team. If we decide to upgrade, we would upgrade to the latest version. But we tend to not upgrade too much, because there are new versions coming out, quite frequently, and it might cause problems uh, jumping onto a new version as it releases, because the versions might be unstable or unstable, not really suit the plugins that we already have. Is this what? Oh, you're gonna get copyrighted. I accidentally played a copyrighted music. Unreal is moving super quick this year. Oh, Unreal is moving mad, 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 mad. Because and they've been hiring developers all around the globe. They want good developers. They want DevOps. They've been just going ham at it, and they've got the funding for it. So why not? Why not? But yeah, if I'm being honest, that would be pretty much it for this stream, because there is indeed a lot of stuff to show you. But again, that is really complicated and would take years and years and years to actually explain it to you guys. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, anyways, I hope you all had fun. Yeah, take your time. I would personally be very interested to see like beginner content for Unreal. Of course, starting from interface or maybe project-based tutorials. Yeah, actually, that would be good. That would actually be good. I can actually suggest you a few YouTubers that make really good content on Unreal Engine. I basically every good developer, essentially learns from YouTube. Uh, okay, no, 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 no. Okay, let me log into my personal account because this is the channel account. I think it's Max who makes Unreal Engine tutorial. Max Payne, right? No, 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 not Max Payne. What the hell? What was that YouTuber? Oh yeah, Unreal Sensei, of course, is really really good. But yeah, it's actually really good. Photobots. Yeah, Photobots is a really good channel. He's an Indian guy who likes to make environments and all that. Environments from 3ds Max directly into Unreal Engine, ready to use environments. So that is pretty cool. Yeah. So for example, this one he does live stream. So there is you can even ask questions. As you can see here, he also knows how to model 3D. But yeah, I've been looking for that YouTuber's name. There we go. Found it. Finally. Oh god, I found it. So that's Ryan Laley
Ever
that
wanted to make your own games using Unreal Engine 4 but need a bit of
that I used to watch. It's this channel right here. Ryan Laley. Why have I not subscribed to him? I guess it got unsubscribed automatically because I no longer watch his videos. But yeah, this guy, brilliant. Like look at the stuff he does. Look at this. I mean that is very. Oh, I got exposed. But yeah, he knows his shit. He makes crazy stuff. And yeah. I used to watch him a lot when I was learning Unreal 4. Unreal 4 was my first engine, and yeah, I basically learned everything from this guy. So, yeah, uh, Ryan Lady, if you wanna check out some really good Unreal content. But other than that, yeah, I hope you all had fun. Um, it's live stream is also getting pretty long. So yeah, if you have any questions, any suggestions, Mad as Plan. Yeah. Also learned so much from Mad as Plan. Yeah. I haven't even subscribed to him, but I know from the name that
If
I
you're a
used to
complete
be
beginner in
against.
Real, really advanced, or somewhere in between, and you want to make it.
Yep. Even this guy, yeah. So I guess you also come from the same background as me. Or I guess these were the only YouTubers that used to put out good Unreal content back in the day. That's why you also know them. Would you react to my devlog? Yeah, why not? I could give it a real quick reaction. Yeah, sure thing. I was about to sign off anyway, so you can give a quick react. Version games version कहीं से नहीं जोड़ लिया उसको. Yeah, let me look at your develop. So is it so just to be safe, I'll be removing it from the main desktop. So you can search making thief and police game version games. Okay. Let me do that real quick. Okay, so this here. Okay, so yeah, you are also pretty advanced, I'm guessing. God damn it, let me just.
Hey guys, welcome back to a new Devlog episode of Thief Runs. I'm making a multiplayer thief and police game where 5 thieves together have to steal valuable items from houses and escape from the city. On the other hand, 2 police have to catch those thieves and prevent them from leaving the right? So I made these gradually come to its have stamina, restricting them from running always. Also I'm thinking to give police more stamina than thieves. You guys give your suggestions
What
and also
first
chat
episode
with
I
other
would
people.
prefer? Okay, let me watch the first episode then. Develop one. Oh yeah, let me also subscribe, why not? I turned it off, man, come on.
Shopify's point of sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. With fast and secure payment.
Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. So I've been making
Hey,
games since
nice
2 years
editing
from
as
now,
well.
and I always wanted to make a
I
fun
assume
game
you
that
know
everybody can
how
enjoy.
Premiere
I've tried making some games
Premiere or
before
After
just to
After
learn
Effects
how
works.
games are made, and at this point of time, maybe I know how to make a good game. So we are going to make a multiplayer game that will be enjoyable and fun to
There's
play,
another
and it is
extension
going to be
called
a thief
sorry,
and
wait.
police game.
There's another extension called ad block for YouTube. It works better. Okay, thank you so much. I guess this one's also called ad block. Yeah, that's the same one. But I guess the one you're talking about is different. So let me check it out as well. But yeah, after the stream.
The idea is simple. There are going to be 5 thieves and 2 police.
But yeah, oh, nice editing.
And there will be a small city
very
with
nice,
some houses
very
where
nice
thieves
editing.
have to steal the valuable items and escape from the city successfully. On the other hand, 2 police are the savior of the city, where they have
You'll
to
know I
catch and
use
prevent the
Filmora.
thieves
Oh,
from leaving
okay.
the
I
city.
didn't know you could do.
Now, to escape from the police
Very-
successfully, thieves
could
can
do
use their abilities,
really
such as
impressive
hiding inside the
editing
house,
with
locking door for some
Filmora.
seconds, turning off the electricity, throwing objects to distract the police. But with all these abilities, thieves also comes with a major disadvantage, that as much item they will carry, it will fill their inventory or backpack storage, that will reduce their
So
running
that's the
speed.
game
That
design
means
you're
at the
talking about right
starting,
now, I'm
police
assuming.
forgot to tell you guys that it is going to be a mobile game, specifically for Android, because I don't have a Mac machine, and also because I want to use its animation in my game is because I want smooth animations
So
for
you're
my characters,
using
and this project have some
locomotion
smooth animations set up
animations.
already. But there is a little problem
Nice.
with this project, that it is very complex
Oh,
and
it's
have
super
performance heavy
complex.
animations.
Yeah,
As I'm
just
making
look at
this
this,
game
just
for
look at
mobile
this.
devices, it has to be optimized. So after understanding how
That's
these
this
animations works together,
another
I
level.
imported this character with some animations in my game, like running animation, sprinting animation,
I was going to say that
and idle animation.
I'm learning
I took the
Filmora
idle
too.
animation
I'll
from
start
the
a
another
YouTube
project
channel
for
soon as
now,
well.
as I wasn't able
Nice,
to figure
nice,
out how that idle
Good to be
animation works
motivated,
in
good
the
to-
locomotion project. Then I set up
good
a
to,
basic
always
locomotion
learn
of
new
the
things.
character in my game, so that
I
these
never
animations can work
really
together.
use
And
Filmora.
this is how it looked
I
initially.
usually use
I know the gameplay is a bit laggy,
Premiere
as I
Pro
told
or
you
After
before. I
Effects.
have a low
Maybe
spec
because I've
PC,
done
but here you can
courses
see the
with
animations are
courses
not
on them.
looking so great, as
That
I'm only
might be
using
the
3
only reason,
animations,
but I
and the
would feel
character's running speed is
at
also
ease or
not
more
syncing with
familiar
the
with
animations,
those.
but was working fine for the basic movement of the character. But as we know, we have 2 types of character in the game, thief and police. So I changed the color of the upper body of the base character, where white colored character is the thief and black colored character is the police. So now we can differentiate between thief and the police in this prototype. But now we have to work more on the animations of the character, as it plays a very crucial role in improving the overall feel of the
That's
game.
what I was
So
gonna
I
say.
analyzed the
Bhai,
locomotion
chor police
project
hai to,
on how
chor
its
police.
animation works, and I noticed something
is
that smoothed
chor
these
police OP.
animations. So when the character starts to run, you can see that, but I can tell you they are optimized for mobile devices from my experience of making mobile games. Developers and players can interact together, and I also stay active.
Nice, nice, nice. Impressive. This is impressive stuff. Even you got the Unreal Engine tutorials, currency system, and develop episodes. Oh, so you only released 2 of them. So I hope you're making new episodes because I'm stoked to see all of them. I'll be excited. I'm looking forward to see more of those. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning into today's stream. I am pretty tired. Also, my back hurts. So I'm just gonna peace out. Uh, Hope you all had fun. Next time I'll try to do some more, maybe some more technical stuff, maybe some specifics. So I'd like to dive into some niche development stuff like UI design or level design. But yeah, would be nice. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. Uh, have really nice rest of your days. Hope to see you soon. Ciao. Yep, get yourself familiarized with the engine.